You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry, I wanted us all to look at the background, the wild background with the 2 Stanley Cups, and I wanted that to be how the show started. So that's why I brought us in a little bit late. Welcome on in to another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends, the first NHL playoff show. We are here, 4 games tonight, and we are ready to break them down. So we'll jump right into the first game here. We may have some other people joining us. We'll definitely see. But we'll jump right into the first game. Boston is going to Carolina. Plus 100 for the Bruins, minus 120 for the Hurricanes, a total of 5.5. So if you watch the NHL playoff preview show, I am on the Bruins to win the series. I like the Bruins as an underdog here. They've been playing really well heading into the playoffs, especially their top trio have been on fire as of late. And I'm not sold on Antti Ranta in his first playoff start. I think the Bruins are playing the better hockey coming into the playoffs, and I think they win the series in 5 or 6 games. I don't even really think it's going to be that close. So I'm jumping on them here tonight at plus money. I think they win one of the 2 games in Carolina and then win both games in Boston. So I think they come out here and surprise the Hurricanes early and go up 1-0 in the series. So I'm on the Bruins. I'm also on the draw. You're going to be hearing the word draw out of my mouth a lot for the next 2 months. But yeah, I'm on the draw and Boston Bruins money line. Nick, Bruins and Hurricanes, what do you think here?
I'm on the Canes. I'm high on this Canes team, and I have been all season long. I have a cup ticket for them. I have an Eastern Conference ticket for them. I think that this team will be strong. And yeah, Antti Ranta is a question mark heading into this one, but so is Linus Ullmark. Like, both these goalies have no playoff experience. And I don't trust the depth of Boston. That's the problem. And yeah, of course you have the so-called perfection line, Pastrnak, Bergeron, Marchand. They're always nice. Yeah. Halla and Hall and DeBrusk have looked decent. I don't expect much, if anything, from Coyle, Smith, Frederick, Foligno, Nosek. Like, I don't trust this team, honestly. The depth is just not there. And when we look at Carolina on the other side, I think the depth is there. I like their defensive core. I like that top line that they put together with Jarvis, Aho, and Svechnikov. Teravainen, Trocheck, Domi. I like that offseason or the trade deadline acquisition for Domi. Your third line is Stahl, Fost, and Niederreiter. Your fourth line, which you can still get scoring from, is Natchez, Kotkaniemi, and Martinook. Your defense, I love the top defense pairing with D'Angelo and Slavin. I think they can cover up Ranta because this is the team that they can play solid defensively around Ranta and be just fine. And this is a team that is I trust. I definitely trust the Hurricanes here. I think the Hurricanes take this series in 6 games, and I would look more towards maybe a Hurricanes -1.5 type of thing, but I do have the draw as well. I can either seeing it being a draw or they get an empty net goal at the end and cover a puck line in this spot here. I think I like the Hurricanes in the spot. I think that they're just the better overall team. They're at home, one of the best arenas to play in hockey. I've been there a few times. It is a great atmosphere to play in. I like the Hurricanes to go make a pretty decent far run, and I just don't trust this this Boston Bruins team.
All right, before we get to occupancy, Cubano, aren't you a Stars fan?
Sending shots early out here, I see. I still haven't got a cheesecake for this regular season.
Yeah, you are a Stars fan too, Cubano, so you might be in the same boat. But occupancy, what do you think here, Bruins and Hurricanes?
Yeah, I'm just going off series history here. Carolina Hurricanes, Boston Bruins first met in October. Carolina won the first game 3-0. Next game was in January. Carolina Hurricanes won the game 7-1. And then most recently in February, Carolina Hurricanes won 6-0. So I'm looking at these 2 teams this season matching up against each other. I know Anderson was there. He's a miss. I know he is. But at least for game 1 and not looking too far ahead, I'll take the Carolina money line tonight.
All right. That sports guy, welcome on in. What do you think here, Bruins and Canes?
Yeah, I'm also on the Canes money line, one minus 120. For me, similar to what Nick said, you look at these teams, line them up. I think Carolina is just the deeper team here. I know Boston's had their number in the playoffs in the past, but I think they've knocked them out 2 of the last 3 years. But in this spot here, I think we got a completely different Carolina team. I'm not really phased with Anderson out. I think Ranta's done a good enough job all year. And the only place I give Boston the edge is I give them a slight edge defensively. But when I say slight, I mean really slight. Like Carolina was still a top 5 team defensively as well. So I mean, in this spot, I'm on the Canes money line. I think they come out fired up at home. I think I also have them taking this series in 6. And then the other play I have in this game is the first period under 1.5 at even money. I know 2 of these games in the head-to-head this year soared over, but 2 of the 3 games they played also only had the 1 goal scored in the first period. And then if you look at Carolina as a team all year, I believe they had the most 1 period under 1.5s in the whole league this year. Let me see if I can pull this back up here. Sorry. Yeah, so where is this? 39.47%, I believe, looking at PSU Auto's data on his spreadsheet there. So, I mean, both these teams, I expect a tight matchup, tight checking game. So, I mean, I think we get 1 goal early maybe. But give me the first period under 1.5 and the Carolina money line for today.
All right. Toller, am I on an island by myself with the Bruins, or are you with me here?
I said it in the pregame show, and I even tweeted it out yesterday. It's in my Discord as well. I'm on the Bruins in this series. I actually think Bruins win tonight as well. I think Bruins win tonight. Canes win tomorrow. I think we split the whole series all the way out. I think we're seeing a Game 7 here. It's going to be some good tight hockey, I think. I know it's been loose with occupancy scores he gave out for this season's series. But I can't ignore the way that the Bruins came into this season. Once Pasta rejoined that squad, they just, I don't know, there's a fire over there in Boston. They're motivated. They're ready for playoff hockey. I like them more in playoff hockey than the Canes. I can't back Ranta. He's burnt me too much this season. I know he's not a bad goalie at all. He's better than Olmark in my opinion, but I can't back him right now. He's going to have to prove it to me before I do. I like the plus 100 on the Bruins. It's going to be hard to get some good dogs throughout the series, any series in the playoffs this year. But give me the Bruins. I love them tonight. Especially, I've been saying it to IceX in the Discord. That power play over there in Boston was shit, but it's due. And it's so due right now. I think it's going to happen. I think Canes score first, but I think Boston just takes it from them. Canes have scored first the most this season more than any other team. My Discord cashes in on those a lot. We love score first because sometimes some crazy comebacks in the third period will get you on the money lines. So give me Canes to score first. Bruins money line though, and I like Bruins in 7.
Awesome. Hey, I expect a lot of disagreements. I don't know if we'll all agree on one game or not, but it's always good. Different sides, different thoughts. We'll move on to this one here. The Lightning plus 105 are in Toronto, minus 125, a total of 6.5. As I said in the preview show, I am on the 2-time defending champs to knock out the team that hasn't won in the first round in so many years that I don't even know how many years it is, but it's been a long time since the Leafs made it to the second round, and this Tampa team on the other side has won the championship in back-to-back seasons. So I'm on Tampa plus money in the series, and I'm on them here in game 1 as well. This is another game I'm also on the draw. Like I said, lots of draws. I think this is a close game, but I think the Lightning come out victorious in this one. And for the series, I think Tampa wins in 6, but it could be quicker. depending on how the Leafs do. But I don't know. I'll take the team that's been playoff successful for years versus the team that's not. Nick, Lightning and Leafs, what do you think here?
Yeah, I like the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions. I have Eastern Conference and Stanley Cup futures on them as well. I think they're the better overall team in this one. Actually, I take that back. If you look at all the numbers from this season and you put Team A and Team B, you would pick the Leafs actually. But there's one thing that really steps in the Leafs' way, and I think that's number one, themselves. Their inability to get past the first round of the playoffs. They're playing their biggest rival right now, and no, it's not the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's the first round. It doesn't matter who they play. They always seem to find a way to lose against them. And they're playing against arguably, I want to say, still the best goalie in the world, and that's playoff Vasilevsky. I have a 40-1 ticket for Vasilevsky to win the Conn Smythe. I think that he's going to have a huge playoffs, and I think that starts tonight against the Maple Leafs, which are a team that year in, year out loses in the first round of the playoffs. I don't think this year's any different. I don't trust the goaltending with Campbell. I think there's a major goaltending advantage with Vasilevsky, obviously. I think there's an experience advantage with the Lightning, and I think that they're the better overall team. We're getting plus money on them in this series, and the only reason why we are is because they did not get the home ice advantage. I think the only reason why you can get the Lightning at a plus price here is they're playing 4 games in Toronto if this goes 7. So I'll take the Lightning here. They've been there, done that, gotten the T-shirt. I'm going to pick. I got them again here.
All right. Occupancy, Lightning and Leafs. What do you think here?
Yeah, I'm going to leave the hockey talk aside because I don't really want to go on and on about, what team is better and this and that. Like, look, Tampa Bay Lightning are the better hockey team. Okay, we get it. Like, they won the Stanley Cup. They're more respected. I got it. Like, they're the better hockey team. I get it. And me and honestly Sam in the chat is really the reason why I'm picking the Leafs tonight, is because you go over to Wager Talk odds and you can see what percent of the money is on what team. And I don't do this every game. I really don't. But 59% of the money is on Toronto and 66% of the tickets are on Tampa. So what that says to me are that there are more investors on Toronto tonight.
The line's moving the correct way, though. The line has gone down.
Right. I'm just gonna go with the money tonight. So I'm gonna bet on the Toronto Maple Leafs to win the hockey game tonight. Yeah. Interesting note about Vasilevsky is I've never seen a goalie asked to get pulled in a game before. I've never seen it. I watch hockey a lot of years, and that happened to him earlier this month. So I think he's just learning how, Tampa didn't want to D up and block shots every game, and he got lit up a little bit. I think he got a little flustered. And I'm not saying he's not going to come in and win this series. I definitely think he can. But tonight, I think at least Leafs get game 1. I'll be on that side.
All right. That's Sports Guy. Lightning and Leafs. What do you think here?
I have nothing in this game as of right now. I don't know if I'll get to anything. I don't know if I feel confident enough on either side, to be honest with you. I ended up taking the Leafs in my bracket. I don't know. Like, we talked on Spaces yesterday about it. I think if this ends up in a 7th game, it's Tampa. There's no questions. There's nothing about it. But kind of like Nick said, if you put these teams up side by side, Team A, Team B, with no labels at all, the numbers point you to Toronto. But also, like Nick said, this Toronto team just has a history of battling the first round, not being able to get it done when it needs to get done. So I mean, I really don't know which way I want to go. I think this might be a game 1 I watch just to see how Toronto comes out, just to see how Tampa comes out. I mean, there were points towards down the stretch of the year where Tampa might have looked fatigued at points. I mean, obviously you make 2 deep runs coming out for playoffs here for a third. So I don't know. I think this might be a spot that I'm going to watch. I'm going to dive more into this game probably when we get off this show, and I might end up picking a side. But I mean, I don't really know which way to go. I guess if I had to lean one way, I would lean with the Bolts at plus money just to snag game 1 here. But like I said, I mean, I think I'm going to have to take a little dive deeper and see if I can be more confident with that.
Last time Toronto won a series, I don't even think YouTube, iPhone was out. Gas was $1.79, etc.
Well, and one
Wow.
thing I do want to say is we obviously know how much Toronto's goaltending does struggle. Like they're at even strength, they were fourth in expected goals against per 60, 2.47. But then you look at actual goals against per 60, they were 20th. So there's a huge drop off there. So I mean, we know Tampa.
2004, by the way.
We know that these Leafs, their goaltending is going to be the issue. So yeah, I think I want to watch Campbell as well and see how he looks in this series.
All right. Before we get to Toller, I totally forgot two of my plays, which I totally forgot to mention. Stamkos anytime goal, plus 160, and Stamkos over 1.5 points, plus 166. I'm on those because he has multi-point games in 9 straight games heading into the playoffs. He had 2 or more points and has been scoring like crazy. So yeah, with the Leafs goaltending as it is, I forgot to mention, I am on Stamkos to score and to get 2 points. Toller, Lightning and Leafs, what do you think here?
Yeah, 2-time defending champs for a reason. I think there's going to be way too much money on Toronto as well. They're not a playoff type team. I've said it all year long. I don't like their depth. First line's good. If they're not hitting, though, it's over. They can't do anything. I have not picked a side for game 1, but I'm on Tampa Bay for the series. I'm thinking game 6 probably is where Tampa Bay takes them out. I kind of like what Sports Guy said, just watching the first game, gauging what Campbell's going to be like, and just see who's firing off for the Lightning, and then probably catching in something live if we can, or if not, just wait for game 2.
All right. And finally, we've got to it. St. Louis is in Minnesota. Plus 105 for the Blues, minus 125 for the Wild. Total 6.5. I am on the draw in this game, and then I do have the Wild money line in 2 of my parlays, but I'm not on the Wild money line as a single bet. However, that was earlier when they were minus 140. Now that they're getting down to this territory, they've been about minus 125, minus 130 all day. I am very tempted. It will be Husso getting his first ever playoff start against a 3-time Cup champion, Marc-Andre Fleury. I think this is going to be a close game. They went to overtime in the regular season, but the Blues have not been to Minnesota since last season, not including the outdoor game. They did not face the Minnesota Wild in XL Energy Center this year. If you've been watching the show the last 2 weeks, I have been saying home ice, home ice, home ice over and over and over again. And tonight the Wild will show why I've been saying that. The Wild will win home games in the series. And in St. Louis, it could be a different story. But I will be on the Wild every home game in this series. I look for them to get the 2-0 lead after the first 2 games. Nick, I know you have different thoughts in this one. Blues and Wild, what do you think here?
Yeah, I think that home ice advantage did mean a little bit more to Minnesota than it did to St. Louis in this thing, because St. Louis can still win games on the road. They're still fine there. And I do like St. Louis here, and it's just because I think this should be more towards a pick 'em. And when we're getting plus money on the Blues here, I think this is similar to the Lightning series, where the only reason why we're getting plus money with the Blues in this series and on this game is because it's 4 games will be in Minnesota. I think that these 2 teams are about even. And when we're getting plus money on one side, I'm going to look, or if we're getting plus money here with the series and with St. Louis, I like St. Louis in this series. I think that overall they're the more talented team. This is a team with tons of depth. And I'm trying to remember, I forgot who they said the team was, but this was the first time in like at least 10 years where a team has had 9 20-goal scorers in one season, with Buchnevich, Thomas, Tarasenko, Perron, O'Reilly, Saad, Barbashev, Shen, and Kyrou. This team is deep. They have scoring talent in 3 full lines. They got a decent defensive core. I don't hate Ville Husso, and if he doesn't look great, you have a Stanley Cup champion in Jordan Binnington in net as well. And this is nothing against the Minnesota Wild, because I think the winner of this series probably makes it out of the West. Like, that's how high I'm on both these teams, and I hate that this is a first round matchup, because I think both these teams are Stanley Cup caliber teams, and one's getting eliminated in the first round. I like the Blues in this spot. I'm taking the Blues at plus money, and I think they win the series as well. I just think that minus 150, minus 160 I've been seeing on a series price with the Minnesota Wild is disrespectful to the Blues. I don't think they should be plus 140 to win the series. The only reason they are is that 4 games are being played in Minnesota. So I'll take the Blues. I got them at plus 120 a couple days ago. So I'm on the Blues in this spot, plus money.
All right. Jay Shank asks about Kaprizov goal/point. I'm not on any wild props. St. Louis is going to be trying to stop Kaprizov. He is going to be their focus, which means I would look more towards Fiala and Boldy, because Kaprizov, that's what Vegas did last year, is they completely focused on stopping Kaprizov and Zuccarello, which the Blues can do. But Fiala and Boldy will get on point, so I would not say Kaprizov. Occupancy, Wild and Blues. What do you think here?
Yeah, as a hockey person, this game's a complete pass for me. Seriously, like I want a certain team to win, and I think a certain team's gonna win. But if I don't have to go in tonight, I'm not gonna. Anything can happen in game one, and I love this sport. This is my favorite sport, and I just wanna watch this game and then kind of see how they're playing. So that's how I'm gonna play this one. But as a bettor, I'm gonna get action tonight as well. So I'm gonna be on the Minnesota money line. It's one of those I'm going with the favorites at home in the first game kind of thing, and I think across the board it's gonna hit. We all do this. That's what I really think is gonna happen. So I'll probably end up making an all favorites parlay tonight, and shit, I think it's gonna hit. So that's how I'm feeling. But we'll see. Should be a good game.
All right. I totally agree, AJ's. Totally agree with that. No problem, Jay Shank. Nick had to go to do his other show, so he is gone. But I'll go over his picks at the end for best bets. That Sports Guy, what do you think here? Wild and Blues.
You don't want to hear it?
I know, but go ahead.
No, man, I have a ticket on the Wild from like mid-season to win the Cup. I added a Blues ticket to win the Cup because, similar to Nick, I think the three teams I'm highest on in the West. I have Calgary making it, but the next it's like whoever wins this series, I have them beating the Avs in the next round and then eventually losing to the Flames. But I think this is going to be a great series. I think it goes 7. In this spot here, I do have the Blues at plus money. I wish I got it at a little better of a price, but I'm here at plus 105. No real reason. I mean, it's just going with the plus money here. Both teams obviously great. We've seen the Blues have 9 20 goal scorers this year. Wild are obviously built for the playoffs as well. So I mean, I don't know. I'm going with the team with the better, or just with the plus money here. I think the Blues are going to be able to snatch one in Minnesota. I think the Wild snatch one back in St. Louis as well. So I mean, give me the Blues here to open up, and that's it.
Hey, at least you still have that Wild to win the Cup ticket, right? Oh, he's gone. He'll be back. Toller, Blues and Wild. What do you think here?
Yeah, I think home ice here is a big thing. I see it going to 7, and since it'll go back to Minnesota for it, I think that pulls them through. It's going to be a great series. I agree with what Nick said. I hate that it's the first round. I'd love to see these guys matching up conference finals, but it just didn't pan out that way. It's really hard first game. I personally didn't put anything out in my Discord for either side yet. I said I was going to watch this game, engage it. I expected Talbot to be first game because I don't know how they're going to do these rotations now for it. So I'm going to watch Fleury. I'm going to watch Husso. I'm going to watch how the Blues are hitting. just kind of gauge it from there. I don't think it's smart to force anything, especially the first night, since we don't know how teams are going to perform after this small little break they've had, because some teams have been resting, some teams haven't, but I'm definitely leaning Wild in 7.
All right. They went with Fleury. Basically, now this isn't official, but they went with Fleury because you don't go and trade for a 3-time Cup champion to start him on the bench. That's basically why he's getting this first game. If he does not do well, then yes, it will definitely be Talbot in the next game. But I think that's why he got the start. Cabana says Dumba to score a goal plus 780. That's a huge price, but good luck. I'd love that, obviously. But moving on to the last game here, LA is in Edmonton, plus 170 for the Kings, minus 200 for the Oilers. Total of 6 here. So I'm on the draw in the other 3 games, but not this one. This one I'm going Edmonton in regulation. I think they come out here and win the game 3-1, maybe 3-2. I'm not super confident in the puck line. That's why I went with in regulation. But I do like the Oilers here. Yes, their playoff history hasn't been that good as of late, but I expect some good things here from them this year. I'm not high in this Kings team. My opinion is Oilers in 5. Occupancy, Kings and Oilers. What do you think here?
Yeah, his teams last met on April 7th. Oilers won 3-2. They met a week or two before at the end of March, and the Oilers won 4-3. Game before that, Oilers won 5-2. And then, December time, Kings won 5-1. So it looks like Edmonton matches up pretty well with this Kings team. I'm on Edmonton in regulation. Feeling pretty good about that bet. We'll see.
All right. Jared did ask about the Calgary-Dallas series, and occupancy you put in here Calgary. For me, I'm on Calgary too, but the odds aren't really.
Calgary in 4 just because of Cubano.
There you go, Cubano. That's first guy. What do you think here, Kings and Oilers?
Yeah, similar to you guys. Oilers in regulation. I think it's minus 115. I got it out on Bet365 there. I think the Oilers get it done in 6. If it does go to 7, I probably will back the Kings in that 7th game. But I don't know. You look at this Oilers team down the stretch, they were playing well. Mike Smith playing good hockey over the last month and a bit. There is the possibility that he collapses and shows us that he's 41 years old or whatever he is. But for me, I think the Oilers come out hungry. I think the Kings missing Doughty in this series is going to prove to be massive because a guy like him in the playoffs, that's what you need. I mean, I know they were playing playoff-esque kind of games down the stretch, trying to hold off the Canucks, hold off Vegas. But I think this should become a different brand as well here. You need a guy like that who can get under the skin of guys like Connor, guys like Leon, and a guy who just brings that physical presence. So, I mean, I think him missing this series is going to prove to be big for that team. So give me the Oilers to open up with a win here on home ice in regulation, minus 115.
All right. I like it. Toller, Kings and Oilers. What do you think here?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Kings either. I got the Oilers parlayed with Bruins plus 1.5 for plus money. That's what I got. It's one of my main builders, but I know people don't really like Mike Smith, and I can understand it because he is old, but he's got experience. He's playing good there at the end, and his team trusts him. He's better than some of the other players out here. I mean, or other goalies out here. I'm not a fan of Kings on the road ever. Doesn't matter who they're playing. Edmonton's going to be pretty electric, and I see Edmonton in 5.
All right. Kings in 6. Bruins flopping. We'll see. And that is the show. We'll get to best bets here now. Obviously, it is a new best bets. So everything starts fresh. Occupancy, you won the regular season title. Now you're going for the playoff title as well, and then we'll see what happens.
For over unders, are we can we take first period totals for over unders, or is it only full game over unders?
Well, because in baseball, obviously I didn't want to change things during the season, but yeah, I'll allow first period totals because we do first 5 totals in baseball. So,
well,
it is still a total.
What if because sometimes first period over 1.5 might be like minus 170. So are we allowing that kind of juice though? I guess that's what it comes down to. I don't know.
Well, see, I wouldn't really want to add the odds into it.
Oh yeah, so it's only win loss. Yeah, I don't know. Your call.
That's a good question that I didn't really think of before the show. Yeah, you know what? Because we do it in baseball, I'll allow over under for first periods. Why not? It's still a total, and we do parlay pieces, which is any odds. So yes, over under, good for first periods. We'll start with dog of the day. I was going to go Tampa. Nick went Tampa, so I decided to take Boston because I like dogs. So just to give a different option here, I went with Boston. Occupancy, you didn't type in a dog. Is there a dog you like?
No doggos today for me.
All right. Turnsy and Sam are both joining the picks as well, even though they're unable to make it today. Turnsy did not send in a dog, and neither did Sam. Toller, is there a dog you like today?
I'm going to play this one a lot better than I did the regular season. I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to start gauging them, though, very, very precisely.
Hey, all right. It's totally optional. That sports guy, is there a dog that you like today?
The Blues. Give me the Blues.
Whoa, okay. Hey, I talked Nick off. Nick originally had the dog of the day as the Blues, but I'm like, really? You're going to take the Blues in all 3 things? I'm like, really? I'm like, is that actually your best bet? So he said, yes, it is his best bet.
So I didn't even see that.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens if I saved him a loss or not. Don't try to talk you out of it. And that is it for dog of the day. We'll go to, and you know what, Ice X and Cubano. If you guys want to DM me on Twitter, I'll let you guys start sending in best bets as well, because you guys are here every show. So yeah, if you two want to send in best bets going forward after today's show, DM me, and I'll allow you to. Over under, nothing for me here. I'm not on any totals today. I guess I kind of want to see how the playoffs go totals wise before I jump in with any. Nick did not choose a total either. Occupancy, you didn't type one in. Is there a total you like?
Yeah, I didn't see how the line opened up, but was the Tampa Leafs game ever at a 6 or nah? Did that?
It's at 6.5 at plus money, so it probably is available at a 6 somewhere. Like it would be available at a 6 somewhere, so you could use a 6. Yeah,
I would take a shot with a 6 if that's allowed. Yeah.
Bay/Toronto over 6. All right. Toller, is there a total you like today?
Is the Edmonton game at 6.5?
6.
Give me under 6.
I like that. I was gonna take under 6.5 in that game, and it moved to 6.
Yeah, it's at 6 minus 1.
I don't trust the
25, so I don't think there's a 6.5 probably. But if you can, I guess it's too late to find one. But that's sports guys are totally.
Okay. I'll take the 6.
Yeah, I'll rock with. It's gonna be my best bet as well. Under 1.5 first period in Boston, Carolina.
All right. Sorry. I was looking at the comments. Under in Boston, Carolina.
The under 1.5 first period.
Oh, yeah. Under. Okay. Boston / Carolina. For 1.5 first period. All right. Best bets, best parlay pieces. Of course, I did it. I took the wild money line. That's how I'm going to start it off. No big surprise there. Parlay piece, I'm going Minnesota plus 1.5 because I do think the game goes to overtime. I'm not taking a draw as a parlay piece, obviously, because it's huge odds, but I definitely would not talk anybody off the draw. Nick went with St. Louis money line as his best bet. St. Louis plus 1.5 as his parlay piece. Occupancy went with Carolina money line as your best bet. Edmonton money line is your parlay piece. Turnsy is going Carolina, Boston, no goal in the first 10 minutes, plus 125. And Edmonton money line as his parlay piece.
You have St. Louis under Toller for dog of the day.
Oh, shoot. Thank you. Edmonton money line as his parlay piece. Sam is going Tampa Bay money line as his best bet. St. Louis, Minnesota over 5.5 as his parlay piece. Toller, what are you thinking for best bet?
Does anybody have a book pulled up right now?
I have bet 365 up, yeah.
Does it have first goal scorer?
Yep.
Like first team to score?
Which
Yeah. You want the Carolina game?
Yeah.
Looking. Team to score. I don't exactly know where it is. It should be in score.
I got it, Terry, if you need it.
Minus
Well,
125.
You can if
For Kansas.
okay, Toller. You said you have Carolina winning the game or scoring first, and then Boston winning the game.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? You can go team
Yeah.
scoring first wins the game. No, at plus 165.
Let's do it. I like
Or
that.
if Terry had the other line for you, Carolina to score first. I'm not seeing that on Bovada or Bodog right now. I'm trying to find
Carolina
it.
to score first is minus 125.
Let's do. I'm gonna go safe for first one. Do it just because it's first game. Let me just go Carolina to score first. Mine was 125. I'm definitely probably gonna put a half unit on the other one though. 165 is not bad.
All right, and parlay piece.
Edmonton money line for sure.
All right, that sports guy.
It's that one period, first period under, even money.
Enough. I'll be right it after. And a parlay piece.
Oilers money line.
All right,
I think the odds are even money.
plus 100, right?
Yeah.
All right, and that is it. Yep, Turnsy plays a lot of those no goal first 10 in playoffs.
He is good for those.
That is the show. Best luck to everybody tonight. Smash the subscribe button if you're new. Hit the like button if you appreciate the content. We appreciate all the support. And we'll be back tomorrow for another episode of Getting Wild with Terry Friends Baseball and Hockey Edition. And best of luck tonight, guys. And go wild.